You know those power problems I was talking about? Pretty sure my turbo just let go. Alright, last night Andy and I worked pretty late doing some work on this combine. All my transport vanes there in the rotor that we had in the slow position for corn and wheat, I'd forgotten to swap them over to the middle position for beans, and I know that was robbing a lot of power. Also, the back half of my rotor cage on top of the cage was packed full of beans. Residue, and I don't know what caused that. We had that happen last year, and I thought it's because I cut some really wet beans, but I mean, these aren't wet, so I don't know what we got going on there. That was, I think my hand is still bleeding from pulling all that out. But anyway, we checked all the turbo and the pipes going to the intercooler, and didn't see any kind of air leaks or whatever. The air filter was pretty bad, even though we just blown it out before starting beans. So took all the honeycomb part of the aspirator and cleaned all that up real good to where get that Venturi effect to suck a lot of dirt out of the air. So you know, air filter being a little dirty might be counting for some of it, but we'll find out here in just a minute. I know she ought to run a little easier just because we're getting material through the rotor cage a lot faster. So yeah, I can tell a little bit of difference. Yeah, we got our boost pressure back up where it's supposed to be, so we making full power. They still doing a little bit of thumping because they're still damp from the dew, but they ought to dry out in a hurry. So we're gonna try and get this farm wrapped up pretty quickly, get moved up to quarter cable, and get that field laid off, because later on today we're going to be doing our Tennessee top bean yield competition, and hopefully I got some beans worthy of placing. Might just even bring home that #1 prize. I don't know. I know there's a lot of good beans in the area. Going to be a lot of stiff competition, so we'll cut her plot, see what she does. As I up there around that 91 bushels, I got a pretty good chance. Now, going back to my power issue, after corn, I had a tech come out and look over my fuel system, because, you know, it looked like my combine was smoking more than it should have been. Didn't seem to be low on power, but was smoking more, and thought maybe I had an injector going bad and didn't want to risk washing down the inside of the cylinder and ruining a $90,000 motor. But anyway, all my injectors look good. He put his laptop on it, but my fuel system, he said it should be reading like 18,000 PSI, and is only reading about 12,000 PSI. Looked fuel filters and started having some, looked like some algae in my primary water separator filter. So changed out my fuel filters, and that got my PSI up to around 14,000. So we're definitely low on fuel pressure. So probably this winter, if we don't have any other problems, probably going to look at getting my injector pump rebuilt and probably getting my injectors overhauled too. I mean, this combine's got, I think, like 4,300 engine hours on it, so not surprising. I looked at buying some reman injectors for this combine, and they're like almost $900 a piece times 6 for some injectors. So I ain't no telling what the injector pump is, so I gotta imagine that it's quite a bit cheaper to have them you know, overhauled and gone through rather than replace them with reman. And well, y'all know the issues we've had with reman parts from Case IH. I definitely don't want to go that route. I think new injectors were $1,100-$1,200 a piece, so they get pretty pricey in a hurry. I'm gonna put that on the maintenance check and to-do list for this winter. Now, it's like our friendly neighborhood SpiderMan was busy last night. I hate to tell him all his efforts are going to be wasted. He don't look too happy. Where's Kelly at? Look what I got. He looks like he done been hurt. He turned around going. All right, see if I can get you to strike at the camera there. Get in slow motion.
See, it's 2 against 1, Matt. He hates snakes too. So, nope. Yeah, I'm saying y'all can stay on that side of the bottom with the snake, but that's pretty funny. I said pick up a snake like that and come near me again, and that's grounds for divorce. I don't know what you get out of the enjoyment of torturing me, knowing that I absolutely am deathly afraid of snakes and tarantulas. It is a childhood trauma. It's not funny.
I didn't get within 20 feet of you with a snake.
You were about 10 feet outside my tractor door. That's enough.
I was relocating it to safety. I didn't want a halt to get an easy meal.
Fox gotta eat too. You're gonna have to wash your hands with bleach if you ever think you want to touch me again.
Hey, I'm excited. I think that's the second snake I've seen all year long.
Good.
Just be ready for that back rub tonight.
You're gonna sleep in your combine.
So beans are super boring. We're gonna just, wait. Corn is a lot faster. This is way slower. So it's a lot of waiting and just kind of following around the field. Just follow the dust trail. Looks like it's cutting pretty clean. And then when he's done, you just get up underneath the auger. Just like that. And I wanted to say thank you to everybody who were very positive on the video I talked about, like what I'm struggling with. I have a lot more bad days than good. Today is a bad day. I'm also dealing with waiting on approval and all this BS jargon that insurance and doctors are going through, saying, well, you need this test or that test. I've had so many tests for the last 3 months, and it just seems like our healthcare system wants you to stay sick and wants you to be at your worst so they can get more money out of you. That's just my opinion. I am trying to get back into my regular doctor to get more blood work because that's what they want. They can get all the blood work they want. They know I need these expensive tests, and I have a very high deductible, so I don't know why they're waiting on it. Their theory is because it's the end of the year. So when you're working these long hours and you're exhausted and tired, and last night was a really bad night for me. I was in a lot of pain, tossing and turning, and just there's no way to get comfortable. Unfortunately, the only way to get comfortable is to take painkillers, and I cannot do that doing this job. So about 90% of my day is excruciating, but I'm putting a smile on my face because I have to, but when you're so tired, it's like you can't put words together and your brain just doesn't operate the way it should. But positive note, today is sunny and we're harvesting beans. That's pretty much all I can get out today. Now I'm gonna go. Oh, come on. Are we gonna play the game where we just drive around the whole time, or can I just pick a central location? So we get to take 35,000 pounds over this very questionable ditch. Every year this ditch makes me draw up, but this year, because we have not had rain, a substantial amount of rain in 2 months, it is dry, so I'm hoping that it'll be a lot easier this time around. And it looks like it's going to be. Look at that. There's legit no water in there. This is usually flowing pretty good. Ooh, okay, big girl. Ooh, okay. Oh, good Lord. Come on, girl. Let's go. Come on. You got this. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Yeah, all the way up. Like a champ.
You notice the combine smoking any less today?
I'm doing the same. Is it getting that boost any better?
Yeah, it's running through the combine a little bit easier. All right, done with this farm on the Porter Cable. Our UT Extension agent's gonna be out in a couple hours, do that top bean plot. Gotta get the field laid off and try and find my best honey hole out there. But first I gotta make it back down through this creek. It's always an adventure. You know those power problems I was talking about? Pretty sure my turbo just let go. I'm going to let her cool down just a little bit before I do any diagnosing. Oh boy, well this is going to be fun. I mean, it ain't no problem replacing the turbo. Getting my hands on one looks like it could be an issue. Apparently there's only 2 brand new ones in the entire US. One in Iowa and one in Michigan. There's a few reman ones, but none of them local. Like a lot of them are out west. Atlanta doesn't have any, so no hopes of getting one in overnight. It looks like it's going to be either a couple day ordeal or it might be another long road trip in the Dodge. But first, we got to verify that it's the actual turbo, and to do that, things got to cool down a little bit. I'm pretty sure it is, because I was going along, cut about half of a swath, and all of a sudden, I mean, it fell right on its face. I mean, almost killed the combine. Kelly screamed on the radio, "You're on fire, you're on fire." I looked out the mirror and it was just, I thought I was on fire. It's literally just blue black smoke just boiling up right here. But it was all coming out of the exhaust. So I'm hoping it's a turbo, because if it's not a turbo, we definitely got a lot bigger issues in there. I'm gonna let her cool down a little bit, do a little investigating, and I'll let you know what the verdict is. Well, thank God I've got a skinny person that works with us, because there ain't no way I'm fitting down in there, not without some 3rd-degree burns anyway.
Well, I'm comfortable right now.
He's about to pull this intake hose off, and we'll have our answer real quick.
Oh, please don't make no, I'm taking off both ones. Okay. There's a bunch of oil in there.
Well, that probably tells all I need to know.
All the fans look good though.
Okay, can you reach in there and wiggle it up and down at any though?
The turbo looks good though.
Well, ain't supposed to be oil in there, so I don't know.
It's spinning fine. It's got all of the pins on there.
How hot is it?
It's pretty warm. I can feel it from about 3 inches away.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of slack in it. Not as bad as what I was expecting, but And hopefully that's the source of our problem, but at the worst, I mean, at the best, that definitely needs to come off.
There's the back of it if you want. It definitely blew out of the back.
Yeah, there's definitely. If nothing else is wrong, it's got a seal bad in there for sure.
Yeah.
Y'all see how easily he fits down in there? I done be cramped up in my back, my arms, my thighs, my neck, everything else, and he got room to spare. He can lay down and take a nap if he wants to.
Do a backflip if I want to.
I miss being that skinny. You can see the outlet here. There's not supposed to be oil residue in there. We got one more nut to take off, and that should be coming right off. It's not hot enough to fry an egg anymore, but it's still pretty toasty. That's the first time I've ever taken a turbo off. Well, then I guess technically I'm not really doing it. You are. It ain't light, that's for dang sure.
Wait a minute, I forgot Andy's legal. Andy, we need tequila shots.
Yeah, we need daiquiris, not ice cream.
Finally get her out.
Got the snail.
Had to use that raw power to break off a stud, didn't you?
Yeah.
Everything looked good up inside that manifold there.
Oh yeah, the manifold, nothing but
No oil or nothing there.
solid dry.
All right, so
Solid
everything came from the turbo. I know y'all can't tell, but there's a huge gap on the top of where the fins are, and they're rubbing here on the bottom. You hear that?
Yeah.
It's not supposed to do that. All right, maybe y'all can see a little bit better here. Yeah, ain't supposed to do that. All right, well, luckily that's, I think that's all that's wrong with the engine, and maybe that will solve the excessive smoke issues and the power problems. But I mean, it was up until it died on me. I mean, it was building 50 PSI boost, so maybe just a hair low, but better than what it was yesterday. I thought we done solved the problem, but
I solved our boost building problem.
yeah, apparently that was on the way out.
Boost now.
Yeah, looks like we're gonna get to go home before dark today. All right, on today's episode of Farming is Fun, we are on another major road trip to Pilot Grove, Iowa to pick up a turbo for my combine. Yesterday, my dealer overnight ordered the turbo from Reno, Nevada. Now, what do you think Case IH did? Did they stick it on an airplane to actually get it here overnight? No, they stuck it on a truck line. So you'll be looking at a week or more before my turbo gets here. So on the plan B, taking a 6.5 hour trip north to Pilot Grove, Iowa, pick it up, hopefully be back home by midnight, have my turbo on tomorrow morning about 24 hours after I planned on actually having it turned on. Do better, CNH. I mean, seriously, do better. This is absolutely flipping ridiculous. Don't have any in Atlanta. Don't even have any new ones. My only option is a reman one, who we all know the experience I've had with your reman parts here lately has not been good, but it's the only option I got. Luckily, reman does come with a 2-year warranty, so you can believe me, I'm gonna be calling somebody if it goes out. But in critical harvest times, to make a screw up like that, absolutely unacceptable. I mean, I understand mistakes happen, but I'm kind of seeing a pattern with CNH on their parts. It's absolutely ridiculous. Not my dealer's fault. It's the parent company. I would have some more choice words to say, but then this video would not be appropriate for young ears. So in the meantime, while I'm driving, Andy and Kelly going to be spraying the rest of the cotton with the first shot of defoliant. Our growing season's done. About to have a massive cold front come through and going to be pretty dang cold all next week. Defoliant's not going to work real well, so go ahead and get them out even if it's a little premature. But as soon as Andy fired the sprayer up, ran fine yesterday. As soon as he fired it up, threw error for the death system. Imagine that. Even though we just had that whole complete module replaced back on Memorial Day weekend, apparently it's bad again. So nothing I can do about it now. The service manager's got Andy and Kelly's phone numbers, so I reckon they can get something figured out. But until then, Andy's going to keep on trying to spray, because it could be quite a while before it derates them. So we'll at least try and get some of that cotton covered. Now I understand why my dad told me, don't be a farmer. You can do a lot of other things, don't be a farmer. It's days like today that just, I got no words right now on how frustrated I am. Finally made it. Let's get this turbo, get back going home. Well, at the very least, I got an absolutely beautiful evening to drive. We got the turbo back there in the bed somewhere. Another 440 miles ago, says I'll be pulling in driveway at 12:55 a.m. I plan on beating that by just a little bit. Be back out in the field first thing tomorrow morning, get this bad boy slapped on, and go back to cutting some beans. We still got a competition plot to get out. Shade 46 minutes off the GPS time. And that also included stopping for dinner and getting gas twice. Not bad. All right, so I'm going here, put my camera on the charger, be ready for tomorrow. I don't guess anybody wants to come install this turbo for me and cut beans tomorrow. But I need a day off. 25, 26 days in a row. This old boy whooped. All right, getting the gasket material cleaned off the oil lines. We got 2 of the studs in here, got the other 2 in the turbo. Those suckers gave us fits because they was pretty much galded when they come out, and had to do some work with tap and die. We got the engine oil draining. Kelly's going to get a filter, and I think we're about ready to set this new turbo back on. All right, pour some diesel down that oil return line so we can flush any kind of metal shavings from the turbo out.
All this is going just through our oil drain tube, isn't it?
Should be. All right, I think we're about ready for the prize now, aren't we?
I believe we're ready for a new turbo.
There you go. Ben's pressed that a few times.
I just want to do it once.
Get this out of your way there.
Oh yeah.
Come on, Hercules, Hercules. There we go.
Set perfectly.
All right, let me give you these $12.50 nuts here. These nuts right here, the both turbo on, are just look like just a metric block nut. Case IH charged $12.50 a piece for them. $50 for 4 of them. Yeah, I probably could have got them in a parts supply warehouse, but I was in a hurry to get this thing done.
This is genuine.
And there might be something special about these that I don't know about, even though I doubt it. So, you drop one of these nuts, can't find it, it's coming out of your paycheck. Uh-oh, I think I might have dropped the other 3. I can't find them. Oh, well, there's the bag. So as if it ain't bad enough that Case IH can't even put the turbo on the overnight plane, they got to charge me $12.50 for a freaking nut.
I wonder if that truck driver is liking his new turbo.
Somebody gonna be liking, because I ain't taking delivery of it. All right, we're gonna get all this bolted back up and bring you back for the first crank. All right, almost forgot the most important thing. We got our bottom oil line on, but we gotta pre-lube this turbo. We don't want to run in dry.
Nope.
All right, reach in there and spin the turbine. All right, well that cavity's full of oil, so that's all we can do. Now we can put the other oil line on, put the boots on, and crank her up. All right, oil filled up, everything's put back on except the panels. Let's try her out. If I yell really loudly, turn it off.
We gotta pull this up?
Kelly, you want to grab that fire extinguisher?
No. Do you need me to pull this stairs up?
No, we're just turning it on.
I'm getting out of the way.
I fully expect it to smoke pretty heavily for a while because there's a lot of oil residue there in the exhaust. Fire extinguisher was checked about a month ago. Let her rip. looking good. We'll let her warm up a little bit, make sure no oil's coming out of those lines or anything, but looks good. Don't hear any strange noises coming from it. All right, everything looked good except for just some residual smoke where the oil was in the exhaust. However, I did notice one thing. That bolt head right there, looks like it got kind of a gap, like it ain't tightened up all the way. We are dealing with a reman. It's definitely not tightened all the way. But look, it's got the paint on there like it was. I'm done with reman parts from Case IH. I mean, this is absolutely unacceptable. This is like the third reman part I've gotten in the last 2, maybe 3 years, and every single one of them has had issues with it.
Not because we want to. Just because that's the only thing to have.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only option that is the only option there was. Not like we wanted to do it. All right, put the panels on. We're gonna go cutting beans.